Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boys of Attitude
and Men of Now.
This is night 2 of Wrestlemania. All right, man.
Wrestlemania.
Wrestlemania. Yep. So last video we closed out with WrestleMania Night 1. I mean, it was a super packed episode, and
Thato finally admitted that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable.
So anyway, we're going to continue talking about wrestling and all the great things about it. Whether it is kayfabe or shoot, we will have fun and enjoy ourselves.
I'm sorry. It's the way your face.
So,
okay, I'm good.
You good now?
I think so.
You good?
No, I'm not. Let's go to night 2.
All right, so night 2 started off. All right, so I have to say both night 1 and night 2 triple threat matches, absolute bangers.
Yeah, and this one was poor. I think honestly, this might have been my favorite match. I think this one was my favorite match. It was the women's world title.
Yep.
With Io Sky, the champion, defending against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And I think I'm going to say this was my favorite match.
I think as an actual match, I
Oh,
hey,
there it is.
These dang allergies.
It's the ghost of Chelsea Green, because the fact is he was about to say it and Chelsea Green was like, I'm not letting you say it. You will not compliment any other woman.
Oh man,
in Chelsea's America.
Yeah, right. But that match, I think overall match, it was my favorite when it came to match quality. I still think the best match with all story and everything was night 1's main event.
I can agree with that. I'll agree with that. But I'll say this was my favorite match of this night.
Yeah.
And that's hard to say because of what comes up later.
Yeah.
But this match was my favorite match of this night, I think, because of the fact is that number one, so here's my one big gripe I'm gonna give this match. Io should have came out last.
Yeah.
She came out first.
Yeah.
I did not like that. The champion always comes out like last in every situation. Why was she out first?
And I think it was for story. Yeah, the whole part of this whole story was that even though Io was the champion, the real fight was really Bianca versus Rhea Ripley, and they would try to make it seem like Io was she was this extra.
She was the afterthought
and stuff. So they wanted to continue that afterthought. And then when she won, she's like, "No, I am not the afterthought. I am the main event. I'm the winner. I'm the champion." And
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because I just didn't like the fact that she had no crazy, super cool entrance. You know, like our entrance was still cool. Like I will give this stage was also phenomenal, and this stage made everybody's entrances look cool. So, but like she didn't have anything super crafty and crazy. You know, Rhea came out with her she had like this whole like Joker, not Joker. It's the Batman that laughs, which is essentially like a Joker that possessed the Batman. So she had that whole look, which I loved. She looked crazy and it looked great on her. Bianca looked really cool in her outfit too. And then she had like the whole thing. And that girl that was in the beginning was Montez's daughter.
Yeah.
So, and I thought that was such a cool moment. Like, come on, like that's a moment for any kid's life.
Oh man.
You know, being able to be a part of a WrestleMania like opening, like that was cool.
Yeah, you could tell that she was super nervous and scared.
Yeah. And kudos to Bianca, like jumping in there and being like, I got you, girl. I got you, girl.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Gave her a hug, motivated her and everything. So, but great match. I mean, entrances were phenomenal. And then the match itself, I mean, these girls were just going. It was just one after another.
Banger after banger after banger
for
after
sure.
Banger.
And, I just was just like, how's this going to end? How's this going to go? And that finish, the way they finished it was really cool. I mean, I think the only thing wasn't a fan of. The only thing I didn't like in this match was Bianca taking the pinfall.
That's honestly the consensus of everywhere online.
Yeah.
Everybody was really upset because they said that if Bianca would have not taken the pinfall, she would have still had because it would have meant that Rhea lost.
Yeah.
So because she was the pinfall and she was the loss, Bianca could retain her undefeated streak at Mania. She's never been pinned. But Yeah, I will agree because I thought about it too. I was like, Rhea is like the only person in this match that if she got pinned, it wouldn't do a damn thing to her reputation.
Yeah.
It's Rhea. And like we all love mommy. We all love mommy. Don't you lie to me. You love mommy. I know you do. I know you're looking at me right now. I know you got a secret folder of pictures of Rhea Ripley. Don't lie to me. You know who I'm talking to. Anyway, back to the match. Yeah. Also, I don't know. I know we were talking about this is the theme of this WrestleMania were memes. Have you seen the picture? I think I sent it to you. The picture where it shows Bianca pinning Rhea. She's got her butt up in the air, and then Io's doing her flip, and you see Rhea, her butt's in the air, and Io's face is like because she's about to land onto her butt. And it's like the joke is that everyone's like they're like all our faces are Io's faces in this moment. What we were doing, I was like, the memes are crazy. It was such a good moment. But I was so happy that Io retained. I really wanted her to retain because honestly, like despite me being such a big Ripley fan, I really wanted Io to win. I feel like she needed this. I think that it cements her back on top because I felt like she was so pigeonholed and so long with damage control that I felt like at some point like she was kind of getting overshadowed. Because I mean that group has like you got Bailey was the leader, then you got Io, then you had Asuka, then you had Kairi Sane, and then you had Dakota Kai. You know, like all very, very good women. And like when she was the champion at the time in that group, you know, she was kind of like the sniveling, like, yeah, you're not gonna take my title. No one's touching me. Now, like she's a baby face, and I get so excited when she does like I love Io, and honestly, you know, kudos to her. Congratulations on that win.
Yeah,
and it was her first win at WrestleMania.
Yep, first win at Mania. Kudos to Io. I'm happy for her that she got her first win at Mania. I still would have rather won at Bianca. That would have been my storybook ending. But overall, for the grand scheme of everything, overall match quality, even with the ending that I didn't necessarily like, I give this one a 10. I thought this one was a really good match.
It gets an 11 for me.
11. And it was cool.
It's a 10. It's a
10. I thought that this match was great. So kudos. So both triple threat matches of WrestleMania were 10s.
Marquee matches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So those were definitely the best matches and whatnot. Oh, my hand looking kind of crazy.
Woo.
All right. Anyway, so what do we have next? Hold on, let me double check.
Next match would have been
Oh, yep. Yeah, we had
it's not the IC title.
No, it wasn't the IC title. It wasn't the Sin City Street Fight.
Oh yeah, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, I loved the Doom aesthetic on the characters.
Yeah,
like the fact that this was a completely Doom aesthetic match, and Doom is one of my all-time favorite games. Like I love the Doom franchise.
Yeah,
and McIntyre coming out. First off, let's talk about this real quick. McIntyre is just an absolute tank. This man is just the like when you want to talk about the total package, it's McIntyre.
Yeah.
He's got the look. He's got the presence. He's got the when he comes out the ring, does the ooh, and the fire comes up, everything like entrance, all. He has it all. The only problem that we have with McIntyre is he's a kleptomaniac. The man keeps stealing stuff from people because he stole Damien's cross from the following SmackDown. But anyway, it was such a cool entrance for him to come out with all the Doom gear, and he had the giant like Doom sword thing and the entrance way and all that. And then we had Priest come out, and Priest had the guitar. I don't know if it was not the bass player, but he was obviously one of the musicians from Slayer, which is a big deal because he's hosting their first, I think, U.S. concert. Because I don't think they've ever actually played in the U.S., so this was like a big deal because obviously like he is like the spokesman and also the host for when they're going to have their concert. I think it's in the summer, and he came out. He looked fantastic. I loved the cape. The cape looked so cool.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, that was so dope. Oh man, and this fight was a good fight. It was a good back and forth.
Good hardcore match. You know, a lot of great cool spots with the stairs and chairs. I mean, it was really cool. Drew McIntyre doing his WrestleMania. I think this is his thing. At WrestleMania, he takes a selfie, and he posted on Twitter or X saying bored at work.
I retweeted that to see if I can get him to react to me, and I was like, "Get back to work before you get a power bomb by a priest or something." And then of course, like a minute later, he got power bombed, and then I wrote in there, I said, "Told you so." It was such a cool. It's such a cool gimmick. He better do it every year now. He has to.
I hope so. You know,
Bored at work again.
Yeah, bored at work again. Still bored at work.
I was like, oh my goodness, this man is crazy. He's such a great troll. I love it so much.
He is great, big boss. And,
oh yeah, if he comes out as just in like a Metal Gear outfit one day, I'm just gonna be like,
they need a Metal Gear game, man. I mean, the Metal Gear game to come out, he'll be big boss.
You mean a movie? You want to see him in a movie?
So
good match, good fight with unfortunately Priest. Then he took the loss. That's where I was kind of like, I wanted Priest to win.
I mean, it wasn't horrible, but then again, I wanted McIntyre to win, so that's where
I wanted Priest to win.
We were opposite on that. So,
but I give this match, I give it like an 8.9.
8.9.
8.9.
Okay.
Almost a 9, but not there. 8.9.
8.5 for me. You know, could have been a little bit better, but had some great jokes, and
I think it needed to be longer.
And what?
I think it needed to be longer, but we got it though.
Yeah,
good fight.
Okay, all right. So we have this was one that you were looking forward to.
I got excited in the last episode that I forgot that we were talking about the U.S. title. I thought we were talking about the IC title.
Yeah. So we have the IC title. So we have Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Penta.
Cero Miedo.
This was great. I mean, the entrances were cool. It wasn't like anything like crazy for the entrances for this match, but the match itself. I mean, the story they told with the Judgment Day. You know, they started off with Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio working together, taking on. So it basically became like kind of like a tag team versus handicap-ish or whatever you want.
Yeah, handicap match, like a handicap match.
But the story that they were telling slowly, you could see little inklings of like, they would kind of look at each other and you'd be like, oh, are they going to turn? No, nothing yet. And everything. And then your boy, Dominic Mysterio, hits him.
Dirty Dom got tempted because he saw Balor laying against the ropes and he couldn't help himself. He went for a 619 and he failed. And it gave Balor the opportunity to be like, nah, we're done. Also, real quick, can we also have a moment of silence again for our poor victim at ringside, Carlito? Man, this poor man. Carlito, you're just allergic to Braun Breakers. This man, I swear that Braun Breaker must have like a career goal just to kill Carlito because oh my goodness, like he just keeps putting him through. It was funny because he thought he escaped him and then he was standing on top of the table and then he looks over and he sees Breaker and then he's like, uh-oh. And then he just gets speared through the table and I'm just like, haven't you learned your lesson? How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man? Like, oh my goodness, poor Carlito, man. And props to him also for taking these things because I don't think you could pay me enough to get speared by Braun Breaker.
Carlito is one of the most effective people who doesn't do matches on TV. He shows up, he does the Apple thing.
That's not cool.
But he participates. He takes the spears. Like Carlito, man. I mean, I can't wait till they actually use you to do like your own singles run or anything like that. But everything you're doing with the Judgment Day is been great.
Put a mid-card title at least on him once, or a tag title. Give him something. Give him something coming up. He needs something. Man.
I think he just enjoys himself, just being there and doing the stuff.
I mean, it could be it too.
I mean, he did like when he first showed up in WWE many moons ago. He was a United States champion or was he?
He was a United States champion.
Yeah, he was a United States champion. So I mean, he's had his. I mean, I would like to see him get another run with it, but I think Carlito's kind of like I think he just wants to enjoy himself. And.
I mean, he could just be at that time in his career. He's just having fun.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's fun. It's fantastic.
It's like R-Truth,
Oh yeah, absolutely. But man, Breaker is just oh my god. We gotta talk about him for a second. Listen, man, this man is absolutely this. When he moves, I feel like we're watching a moving missile. Like that's the best way I could describe him. The man, the way he runs is absolutely crazy. And just like I said, you couldn't pay me enough to take a spear by him. especially after seeing the stuff that he was doing, like that one spear that he hit Carlito with when he was like all the way up the entrance ramp, and like that was just nasty. And everybody was getting hit with spears this time around. But what I like the fact is that it took all of them to really break him down. And I feel like Penta was one of the ones I got to give him credit to. Very, very big star in this match. You know, first WrestleMania match, you know, for a title nonetheless. And he did a great job too. Keeping up with the pace with everybody, making sure that he was not left as an afterthought, you know, getting everybody and everything he can. He hit Dominic with the Mexican Destroyer, you know, that was crazy. And I think that it was for the benefit of everything. He didn't take the pin, which was good on him. You still keep him looking strong. But the way that they ended it with Balor kind of like getting that second win, showing that aggressive side of him again, showing that he was not about no games. He's here for business. And then, you know, he took out what he thought. He took out Dominic. And then all of a sudden we see him hit the coup de grace. But then we see Dominic fly over with that frog splash. And like the way he stole that pin was perfect. Yep. And I think what's even better was the fact is he ran away with the title and then ran back to the ring. Was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I want a title. Who cares? I'm gonna wave this around. You know, well deserved. Congratulations to Dirty Dom. You know, and great steal, man. Great steal.
I mean, I think honestly, the biggest steal that Dominic stole was the heart of the fans.
He really did.
He went from being booed out of the building to everyone cheering crazy for him. And
honestly, I think the cheers were louder than when we saw the Roman Reigns triple threat match. I think everyone was just losing their minds because Dominic Mysterio just won his first singles title.
Yeah, on the main roster.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know, like, what? Like, at Mania, nonetheless?
Yep.
Like, I love the fact that he ran back to the ring and was gloating with that title.
Hey, man, his father, like him and his father both have won the IC title at Mania, and this was just it was just like father like son, and
it was a beautiful moment.
It definitely was.
I loved watching the video of Liv and them backstage. Did you see it? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
There's a video of them watching. So, because apparently, I don't know how true this is, but apparently, like obviously now they're not telling all the stars when this stuff happens. So Triple H has been doing everything he can to keep everything on the wraps. So most stars don't know the result of the match until the match is happening.
Right.
So like apparently he's been going out to people like at like when they're going to Gorilla, and he's like, by the way, you're going over. So that way it leaves even the backstage crew in awe. So Liv and them, I think Liv and Raquel had no idea that Dom was going over. And then when they saw Dom hit the frog splash and the pin, like they were so excited and happy. And I was like, you know, good on them. Good on them. Good on the Judgment Day as a whole. I feel like I love the fact that the stable is still together. You know, we've seen the fall of many a stable, you know, especially the Bloodline. We've seen 2 falls of the Bloodline.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're at the end of the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day, I don't think they're going to last the rest of this year.
I don't agree with that. I think they might. I think they might kick Finn out, but I don't think they're done. I think as long as I think Dom, Raquel, and Liv at least keeping it going, and it's in Carlito. I mean, you still got 4 people in the stable.
Yeah, true.
So
I don't know. I think
we'll see if what JD does. When he returns.
All right. So that was great. We have
that's a 9.5 by the way for me.
9.5.
9.5.
That was good. That was a solid 9.
Yeah, it was such a good.
That was a good match.
I have to give the extra 5 because I'm a biased person. It was hard for me to pick a winner for that one. That was my favorite. That was one of my favorite moments was that match.
Yeah, that was a good moment. All right, this one is more of it was just a quick, fun thing that they did. Randy Orton's 20th WrestleMania match. There's the Randy Orton Open Challenge. So they're like, okay, who can Randy Orton face? Because he was supposed to fight Kevin Owens.
Yep.
You know, hopefully Kevin Owens is doing well, recovering and such.
He just did an interview.
Nice.
He just did an interview, so he should be doing all right.
Well,
I also don't know if he had his injury. I don't know if he had his surgery yet. I don't know if that actually happened yet.
I don't know yet, but
we'll find out.
This match was a lot of fun. It was a quick, 5-minute match. It was Randy Orton versus say his name, and he
wait.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh man!
And Joe Hendry did his thing. It was,
what a shock!
It really was a shock. I did not expect that. But that also viral moment planted the seeds for a viral shoot work video from someone who's from Vegas, Karrion Kross.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people wanted Karrion Kross to be the one to go against Randy Orton.
I was one of the people. It was one of my things I said. I said if Orton was going to get an opponent, I wanted it to be Kross. But to be fair, I also didn't expect Joe Hendry to show up.
And Joe Hendry gave them a viral moment where people wouldn't expect. But Karrion Kross, because he's a hometown hero, that one would have meant a little bit more and such. But at the end of the day, I think it's helping. Karrion's now using that momentum to propel his career forward. That shoot work was amazing.
He's cooking something. There's something cooking for Kross.
Yeah.
And we're going to see something big by the end of this year with Kross. Whether it be possibly a world title win or something, I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe at the very least a mid card.
Money in the Bank?
That could be big.
Money in the Bank. What if he's the one to dethrone, the champion?
Yeah, right.
We'll talk about that later. That'll be. We'll do a fun little prediction thing at the end of this. But Randy Orton.
We'd rather say the prediction for another one, but yeah, the Randy Orton and Joe Hendry.
He also wore the colored tights from his first match.
Yeah, that was a good callback.
The gold, blue. Yeah,
the blue and gold. Yeah. So props to that one. So that one, I mean, it was like an 8, because it was just like really just.
I'm gonna give it a 9 because I love Joe Hendry.
I mean, I love Joe Hendry, but for a match.
Honestly, that moment where he did the oh, wait, ready? He did the. And he got RKO'd for it. It's like somebody didn't tell Randy, hey, you're not supposed to mess with him. It's like the golden rule in anime where you don't attack the person while they're charging up. You just let them do their thing and then you fight them. He broke the golden rule.
He broke the rule.
And it was even better when Randy Orton was like, the fact that he imitated it was even better.
That was fantastic. So, but yeah, that one was fun. Now we have the match that was kind of like bathroom break. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
I hate the fact that we had to say that because it's first off, it's not you're not wrong. It's just.
And I'm a big AJ Styles fan, but at the end of the day, I just wasn't really invested in this one. I mean, we did see Karrion Kross. He did show up in this one. Like Karrion Kross popped up because he was trying to show AJ like, hey, be that guy, the guy that you were last year and stuff. Which is like cool. He was able to come out, but like I said, like we said just recently, Karrion Kross needed more than just that for WrestleMania.
I think the issue more is Logan Paul's matches. Like first off, I'll start off by being nice because I don't like him at all. I'm gonna be nice. He is athletic. He's very much good at what he does. I will even give him credit to say that his finishing mover, the pulverizer, that's probably one of the most unique finishers I've ever seen. I will give him credit on that. The problem is that his matches are so scripted to the T. You're literally just waiting for one of his little friends to come out with the brass knuckles. Like it's like a gimmick that unfortunately should have stopped already. And then it's the whole like, oh, well, he's got the reinforced things in his hand. So again, it's the same thing. It's like, it's coming. So you're just literally waiting for it. Now, again, I'm trying to put my personal bias aside from Logan Paul. I give AJ Styles credit. I mean, credit, working in a situation that he was in, like, he still looked great. He still looked phenomenal, no pun intended, but, he still looked great. He still did his thing. It was very, very much like a good AJ performance. But I think that with, and we've discussed this before when it comes to like these like non-wrestler people being added in, yes, Logan Paul is as athletic as like a lot of the stars, maybe more athletic than some of the other ones. I'll give him credit for that. Some of the springboards and moonsaults he does are crazy, but at the same time, it's like, it's the same formula. He does what he does. Blah blah blah. He gets himself thrown. Another thing is that they always throw him next to the Prime bottle, so it's always like, oh great, here we go. He's gonna get thrown against the Prime bottle, so he has to obviously advertise his Prime. And then his buddy is always by ringside, and then his buddy sneaks into the ring, and then ends up handing him the brass knucks. And I'm just like, first off, WWE, your security sucks at ringside if this is a continuous thing. Like, I get it's part of the show, but it's like all at the same time, it's like, come on. So he slides the brass knucks in. The only difference this time was Cross was obviously involved, and then obviously it still costed AJ because obviously he got in. He got hit with the reinforced hand, and then 1, 2, 3, it was over. Yeah. And it's like, cool. Logan Paul walks away with another free win, and whatever is going to come from it comes from it. But I'm just like, this match for me was a solid like 4 out of 10.
Ooh, man, that's brutal. I mean, I gave it a 7, but yeah.
To me, and again, I'm trying not to put my bias in there, but it's just knowing that it's coming. Because we've discussed this before, like where like, they have to change things up every once in a while. Logan Paul's matches literally end in the exact same way every single time. Yeah, it's true. Not as changed. If it's not changed.
Yeah. All right. Well, next we had, this one was interesting. So there was an attack that happened backstage. Bayley was taken out. It was the Women's Tag Championship. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and a mystery partner. And I was already saying to you, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Becky. It's gonna be Becky.
I know. Yeah.
And then boom!
I just didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Because the problem is we keep getting teased. She's always backstage, and it's like, oh, she's backstage. She's backstage. Yes, because her husband works there too. Her husband works there. We can't always take that to heart because we have to remember that her husband is literally one of the biggest stars in the industry for them. So of course she's going to be backstage.
Yeah.
So every time they're like, oh, it's the Royal Rumble, Becky Lynch is going to show up. No Becky. Oh, it's the Elimination Chamber, Becky Lynch is going to show up. She doesn't. But so this was the third time's a charm.
Yep.
Egg on my face. I lost it just as much as everybody else. And I was like, listen, and again, this is biased. This is biased because I love Becky because thank you again because you helped me get to WrestleMania last year and you were absolutely lovely to my son. But, oh, man, it was great to see the man. It was great to see the man.
Yeah, she looked phenomenal. She was in great shape. I mean, that match was a lot of fun to watch. My kids love Becky Lynch. My oldest daughter has the man hoodie. That's her favorite thing to wear, and it definitely was fantastic. It was good to see that. I was like, cool. They won the championship off of them.
Lyra became Lyra 2 belts.
Yeah, Lyra 2 belts. I mean,
Lyra 2 belts.
Congrats to Lyra. She now in her upstart. I mean, she's rising. She already got 2 championships. She's been around in the main roster that was like a year.
Does it technically count as a Triple Crown champion now? Because she was the NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Then now she's the IC champion, and then now she's a tag champion. I guess it really depends if they count the NXT championship.
They probably do. I mean, they counted it on Charlotte Flair's world title.
Okay, so technically it should be then. So she should be considered a Triple Crown champion. Yeah. Then. I'm gonna say it's considered. If you count Charlotte's win, you're counting Lyra's.
Yeah. So
woo!
That was cool. It was a fun to see that, and yeah. But
Liv's face also when she came out was absolutely priceless. I gotta give Liv Morgan the credit there. She had that look of like, oh. Anybody else? Why? The terror on her face.
Liv Morgan. I think I was still talking to you. I was also talking to my wife too. It's like I think she's by far one of the best actresses. Like,
absolutely.
Like she can sell that. Like when she's mad, like with her face, she just like scrunches it a certain way, and when she is scared, like the way her eyes like pop out of her.
She's phenomenal.
Like, I'm like, whoa! I'm like totally convinced that she's like. Terrified that she's about to get jumped.
She is amazing. I'm gonna say that, and it's crazy because we discussed before. This was the girl that was like just a tread member on the Riot Squad years ago. Just the girl that came out with the lollipop colored hair, the blue tongue and everything, and she was just literally just the side character in that group. And now look where she is. She went literally started from the bottom. Now she's here.
Yeah,
and that's great.
She's one of the most decorated women in the current roster right now. So.
Definitely. So kudos to her. But yeah, that face, the horror on her face. Like you said, she could sell it. So, but yeah, great match. Great match.
All right. And then now the main event, Hydra Cena versus Homelander.
Whoa!
No, wait. Codelander. Sorry.
Codelander. I like that one. I actually really like that one. That's a good one.
Hydra Cena and Codelander.
It's too good.
So this match, John Cena's entrance was very basic.
It was exactly what he said.
It is exactly what he needed. He didn't want any flair. He didn't want no pop. And I was like, okay, all right, Cena. And I loved it. I love the fact that he's committed to this. I'm ruining wrestling.
He is. He's committed to it. He's doing a damn good job.
He is doing a man.
Oh my goodness, this man is killing me.
So he comes out. Then Cody Rhodes had an amazing entrance.
I want that helmet.
Oh my gosh! And it opened up like Iron Man.
I want that helmet.
That was so cool. So he comes out. He does his thing. Cody, says hi. You see Mama Rhodes. His daughter and his wife were there. Congrats to the Rhodes family, as they recently heard that they are expecting a second kid.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Congrats.
So congrats to them. So comes out, and then the announcement of challenger and champion, and the match begins. And it as I expected, it was going to be a slower moving match. John Cena's not up to his. He's older.
Yeah.
He's 48. He's not going to move like how he was when he was in his 20s.
Well, I like the fact also that he kept the heel aspects of things, like rolling out the ring. I don't know if you noticed too, he was calling audibles out loud. I think
I did notice that.
He was saying like punch, slam, shoulder charge. Like he was yelling things. Again, he's committed to the I'm ruining this for you. The match, and this is just like I get it. It's part of the story, but like the match was okay. It was an okay match. Yeah. It wasn't anything spectacular. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, because I know that unfortunately where people are comparing, like obviously this match is entire feel from like last year's match, for the main event with the title on the line. I mean, obviously that was a different time in wrestling, but I will agree. This match felt very much like it needed more.
Yeah.
It did feel like that. And Cena played his part, did his thing. Cody played his part, did his thing. And then at one point, we start seeing Cena pull out the heel moves. He's pulling turnbuckles off, the turnbuckle covers off to kind of expose that. And then at one point, the ref gets knocked out. And we were waiting to see what happens. We see him. You see Cody technically hit Cena, get him with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing happens, and we're waiting to see who comes out. We then we hear music.
Travis Scott,
and this goober goon looking with the new taped up hardcore title version that he has. I didn't realize they were selling that too. They're selling that belt, that version of the hardcore title with the replica. That's part of his little special line that he has with the WWE right now. So right. I was like, why is he walking out with that? And I was like, oh, it's because he's selling it. Of course he is. Comes down, gooning, and gets involved. He gets his receipt for a Crossroads given to him by Cody.
Yeah.
But he also like pulls the referee out of the ring. Which here's the thing. And then this is where I'm going to get really annoyed with this whole thing. Any other situation, the ref would have called for the bell. Somewhat of outside interference. The ref was touched by outside interference. That's where the ref calls the bell. Now, granted, sometimes at Mania, they kind of let that slide a little bit. But normally under like more duress, like bigger circumstances. Like last year, obviously, with all the shenanigans we dealt with, in night 1 and night 2's match. It was mainly because The Rock was involved. And obviously, the ref did not want to get fired. So, The Rock was literally yelling, I will effing fire you. I'm your boss. You will do what I say. There was none of that here. And I feel like, I just feel like Travis Scott wasn't needed. No. I don't think he was needed at all.
No.
I mean, eventually, we get the ending. We get the finish. 1, 2, 3. Cena wins. Congratulations. Now he is the 17th. The 17-time champion.
Yep.
Which is wonderful because now we eliminate Ric Flair's record. Now Cena is now the GOAT. He is the pillar of that. But the match, the way this thing went was just absolutely disappointing.
Yeah, and the biggest thing was the lack of a Rock. The whole thing of selling your soul and everything at Elimination Chamber. There should have at least been one one thing with The Rock, but apparently after The Rock talked about, he got interviewed in the Pat McAfee show. He said that, they did that thing to boost sales for Elimination Chamber, but it's like, all right, I understand that you guys, obviously you got to make money, for all your different shows and stuff like this stuff, but at the end of the day, WrestleMania is your biggest show. And then
it's the show of shows. It's the show you lead up to.
They took away from WrestleMania for Elimination Chamber, which is like, again, Elimination is important, but it's not Mania, and then John Cena originally, from what Triple H had planned, John Cena was going to turn heel anyway, but he wasn't supposed to turn heel until Mania.
So,
and that was the original plan.
So, because this is the lingering question that we have as fans now, and that's, what was the purpose of him selling the soul?
Yeah,
like, what was the purpose of it?
There wasn't.
Like, I honestly think like that if The Rock would have came out and helped guarantee a win, and I know that some people are trying to use the Travis Scott thing. Oh, well, he gave him Travis Scott. Are you kidding me? You're telling me that little gooner, walking around with the title and everything like that, that's what you sold your soul for? A henchman? You could have pulled anybody else back from the roster to help you out with that. There's a plethora of people that you could use. But, I get it. Like, whatever contract they probably had with Travis Scott probably was the reason why he got involved. Or he could have been involved in it at some point anyway, no matter what. I don't know. But the bottom line is the whole portion of this whole thing was The Rock is going to help Cena win the title by selling his soul to him. But my biggest gripe that I had with this entire storyline was, what did he do to help, really? Cena won Elimination Chamber without The Rock. Now, obviously, there's like the rumblings that maybe Seth Rollins might have had something to do with it. Maybe that Rollins is connected to The Rock at some point. But that also got destroyed when The Rock opened his mouth on Pat McAfee's show. But yeah, no, I had nothing to do with that stuff. None of that stuff was a thing. Which obviously means that Seth Rollins only helped him win that because he hated Punk. So now we go back to Elimination Chamber and realize there was no purpose to anything. The Rock didn't do anything. He sold his soul for nothing because Cena already had his guaranteed match at WrestleMania. He already had Cody Rhodes in the main event, no matter what was going to happen. Travis Scott or not. Like, there was no purpose in The Rock being involved.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me mad, because it's like, yes, some people will use the argument that like, oh, well, he's probably going to show up later on at SummerSlam and stuff like that. Now this is where I'm going to say, doing the whole long-term storytelling that Triple H is so well known for, that doesn't apply here, because Cena still won the title without The Rock's help.
Yeah.
There was no purpose. So not only did you waste a storyline, but you kind of squashed your main event, and you kind of also ruined your champion. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know that, obviously, granted, yes, it's wonderful Cena won his 17th title win, but at the same time, it's like you made Cody look like a nobody. And, Cody haters are going to say something about that. Oh, you're finally accepting it. No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying that last year, Cody won and became he became the hero of the people, because he took down Roman Reigns, yes, with assistance. But at the same time, we were also talking about a multi-man interruption to that match. It was clear that Cody Rhodes could take Roman one-on-one, but Roman had help.
Yeah.
So obviously Cody needed help. That was what we established from 39, that Cody could not defeat Roman by himself, because obviously he had Solo as his insurance piece right there, and then he still had Jimmy at the time, and then he still had Jay sort of at the time. Now we're going into we go to 40, and we see that Cody came with his own army, and it was able to battle against the Bloodline, make it almost an even match, and he was able to defeat Reigns. And Cody, throughout the entire year, has been defeating star after star after star, big money matches, big stipulations, all these great matches. He was a fighting champion. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
And he loses like this? Like, this feels like a match that he should have lost at like a Monday Night Raw or something, like, or like a, what was it? What's the other one? The Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like a Mania event match, and all because The Rock didn't show up. Had The Rock showed up, even his presence alone, I
Yeah.
think would have been enough.
It would have definitely changed the vibe. It would definitely. A lot of us were really looking forward to seeing The Rock there, and him not showing up just that killed it for me.
Yeah, second year in a row that he's been involved in a Mania situation, which they had to change. Now, obviously, like last year, he inputted himself into the match, and whether you loved it or hated it, I mean, obviously that it got changed then eventually back to the original idea, which was Cody versus Roman instead of The Rock versus Roman. Yes, I want to see The Rock versus Roman at some point. We can definitely do that at some point, but last year it felt like it just didn't feel like the right time.
Yeah.
Because Cody was already on fire. Roman's time as champion was obviously coming up to an end, and we needed to find a way to finish that story, which we did, which was a beautiful way to finish it. And I feel like this year just felt like it was such a lackluster way. It almost felt like it was like a slap to the face to the fans, especially the ones that were supporting Cody. Like I love Cody. He's one of my favorites all time. I will always say that he is a goat in the goats. The way he connects with the crowds of people, and that's another thing. You can see it. He has like kind of like that Cena presence. He can connect with the crowd. We saw that on the SmackDown prior, where like he went from being booed out the building to immediately having everybody turn back around and cheering him at the end of his promo.
Oh yeah, he knew how to control that conversation.
He knows what he's doing. Like you can make fun of him for the lisp or whatever like that. I mean, the man can work the mic.
Yep.
And just the way they did him, to me personally, it was a done dirty deal. I think that if you were going to have someone, it should have been The Rock. The Rock could have even hired people to show up. That would have even been a big thing. Maybe it could have. Maybe Selling His Soul would have had an insurance plan. Travis Scott is not an insurance plan to me. You could have had maybe some NXT call-ups. Maybe you could have had whatever this faction that Rollins is going to be a part of. Because Rollins obviously hinted at the idea like people will start turning on you. There's a lot of things, but yeah, I'm ranting at this point, but yeah, it's, I want your opinion on that too, but yeah, I think that it was the Selling the Soul was a completely pointless situation. To me, The Rock spoiled this Mania match and ruined the whole feel for the match. And I feel like Night 2's main event suffered too hard from it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's really not much more else I could add. You kind of hit all the points, and I'd really kind of just be reiterating everything you said. But at the end, I mean, unfortunately, I had to give this Mania match a 7. Just based off the end. I wasn't really happy with how it all went together. I'm happy for the ending. I'm glad to see Cena getting that 17th win, but it just everything without The Rock being there. If Rock was there, it would have been a 9 or like close, like 9.5 or something. But him not being there really took away from the whole match and the whole build up and such. So
I agree. I feel like also he shouldn't have even done that interview with McAfee. I feel like he put his foot in his mouth at that point.
He was trying to do damage control, but honestly,
he made it worse.
He made it worse.
Should have put his foot in his mouth.
So
but that's it.
Anyway, guys and ladies and whatever you are, this is the end of our Night 2 review of WrestleMania 41. Thank you all for joining us today. Stay tuned. We got more episodes coming up, and I don't know. Anything else you want to add, Lobo?
Oh, I didn't give my rating. I'll give it a 6.
You give it a 6?
I give it a 6.
Okay.
It was just disappointing to me. But yeah, definitely, comments. What were your opinions? Obviously, keep it friendly. Obviously, we provide, positivity here,
The power of positivity.
The new day before the new day. But check out our episodes coming up. Also, if you have any ideas that you want us to discuss on screen, also by all means, please put them in the comments too.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, give us some ideas. But until then, I am Loboberry Crunch.
I am MrThatoD, and we are Boyz of Attitude
and Men of Now
Wrestling Podcast.